Everyone loves that feeling, that sudden burst of inspiration, the spark that ignites when we see a powerful quote, watch a motivational video, or experience a life-changing moment. That surge of energy makes us believe we can do anything. We sign up for the gym. We start writing the first page of our book. We launch the business we've dreamed about for years. That's motivation. It's thrilling. It's exciting. It's a rush. But here's the hard truth. Motivation doesn't last. It's not meant to. Motivation is a visitor, not a resident. It comes and goes like the weather. What separates those who succeed from those who quit isn't who had more motivation. It's who kept going when the motivation was gone. That's where discipline comes in. Because if motivation is what gets you started, discipline is what keeps you going through the setbacks, through the boredom, through the pain. 1. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is intentional. Motivation is based on feelings. It rides the highs of inspiration. It depends on mood, energy, and environment. That's why it's unreliable. One day you feel ready to conquer the world. The next day you just want to stay in bed. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline is showing up even when you're tired. It's doing the work when you're uninspired. It's sticking to the plan when your mind begs you to quit. Discipline is a decision you make every single day, not just once. 2. The truth about progress. Think about anything great. Fit body, a successful business, a strong relationship, a new skill, a meaningful life. None of these happen because of one moment of motivation. They happen through daily action, through repetition, through consistency. Motivation is the start. Discipline is the system that carries you forward. It's like planting a tree. Motivation digs the hole. But if you don't water it every day, even when it's boring, it dies. The difference between people who dream and people who achieve is simple. Discipline. 3. Why motivation fails. Let's be honest. Motivation feels amazing for a while. But it often disappears the moment life gets uncomfortable. You can be motivated to run 5 miles until it rains. Motivated to write a novel until you hit writer's block. Motivated to start a business until the first rejection email. When that happens, most people stop. They say, I lost motivation. But that's just an excuse. Because deep down, we all know, motivation was never meant to carry us to the finish line. If you rely on motivation alone, you'll quit the moment things get hard. But if you build discipline, you'll show up especially when things get hard. And that's how you grow. But building discipline, one habit at a time. Discipline isn't something you're born with. It's a muscle, and like any muscle, it grows with use. Start small. Pick one thing. Wake up at the same time every day. Exercise for 10 minutes. Read 5 pages. Practice one new skill. Then repeat it. Every day. Even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it. That's how discipline grows, through daily choices, not dramatic moments. Each time you show up when you don't want to, you become stronger. Each time you choose long-term growth over short-term comfort, you train your willpower. That's how ordinary people build extraordinary lives. 5. Discipline creates freedom. It sounds backward, but it's true. Discipline equals freedom. When you're disciplined with your time, you gain control over your schedule. When you're disciplined with your money, you create financial freedom. When you're disciplined with your habits, you build a life you actually want. People think discipline is limiting. But in reality, discipline is what gives you the power to live on your own terms. Without discipline, you're a slave to your emotions, to laziness, to distraction, to excuses. But with discipline, you become the master of your choices. 6. Real discipline happens in the dark. Discipline isn't glamorous. It's not flashy. It's not fun. It doesn't get likes, comments, or applause. Real discipline happens when no one's watching. When you get up at 5 a.m. to work on your dream. When you say no to distractions. When you keep going after failure. When you train alone, study alone, build alone. Success is built in silence. Later, the world calls it overnight. But you'll know better. Because you were there for the lonely reps. The quiet discipline. The daily grind. 7. Discipline is stronger than talent. Talent may get you started, but talent without discipline is wasted. History is full of talented people who never fulfilled their potential, but because they waited for motivation to strike again. Meanwhile, the disciplined person, the one who keeps showing up, keeps growing. They may not be the most gifted, but they're the most consistent. And consistency wins. Discipline beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. 8. Motivation comes back after discipline acts. Here's the beautiful twist. If you keep going with discipline, even when it feels pointless, something amazing happens. Motivation comes back. Not always as a burst of energy, but as pride, as momentum, as confidence. You realize, I don't need to feel motivated to keep going, because I've trained myself to move anyway. That kind of self-trust is priceless. You don't need inspiration to act. You act, and then inspiration finds you again. 9. It's you versus you. Every day you face a choice. Give in to comfort or lean into growth. Delay action or take the next step. Break your promise or keep it. Quit or keep going. Discipline is the voice that says, let's go. You said you would. It's not about being perfect. It's about being committed. You're not competing with anyone else. It's you versus you. The version of you who wants to stay the same versus the version who's ready to rise. Choose the one who shows up. Choose the one who finishes what they started. 10. The discipline-driven life. A discipline-driven life is not about never having fun. It's about knowing what matters. It's about creating time for the things that actually fulfill you, not just entertain or numb you. It's about building something that lasts. Real health. Real relationships. Real peace. Real purpose. It's not about hype. It's not about speed. It's about consistency, integrity, and resilience. It's not easy, but it's worth it.